Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night. Always takes me a minute here to get the Instagram live feed up and running. There we go. So we are live on Instagram and on the YouTube show here. So thank you for joining me. Tonight we're going to talk about some NBA cards that you should keep your eye on as they've been eliminated, and they are going to be prices that you want to target for making money on some already graded cards. And then I've got about 25 raw to grade plays here for you guys as well. You can pick and choose the plays that you want. Anybody get into any of the Bowman breaks yet today? I've noticed that watching a few of them, it appears as though the centering has not been good on the ones that I've seen. I did get two hobby boxes and a jumbo box. I have not ripped them yet. I plan on ripping them. I don't know if I'm going to rip them live or if I'm going to rip them off camera, but after watching some of the breaks today, I'm kind of partially tempted to just sell them and go buy singles. I wasn't real impressed with the quality control that I've seen on the breaks so far. Get your Paul Skeens cards listed. If you've got Paul Skeens, his stuff is high right now. Certainly going to be a ton of hype going into Saturday when he makes his debut. He has been lights out in the minors. If he continues what he did in the minors on his first game to the Cubs on Saturday, the sky's the limit. If he comes out and he struggles, these next couple of days will be the peak, and you should have had them sold. So I am not one to gamble on that. I would, if you've got a bunch of them, maybe list some now and then hang on to a couple in case he does explode Saturday. But for the most part, if you've just got a couple of Paul Skeens cards and you wanted to profit, this is the week to do it. Get them listed. All right. So I don't know if you guys have been following the basketball playoffs. My Milwaukee Bucks had a disappointing end again this year. Injuries. You can blame Doc Rivers. You can blame a lot of things, but when you have what I think was the MVP of the league this year in Giannis, or certainly right there with the other players that deserved it, and then Dame goes down and they've got to play without either of their two horses. Middleton stepped up big, played well, showed that he can score with anybody, but the Bucks just did not have enough firepower against the Pacers. I was afraid. I wanted to play anybody but the Pacers in the first round, just because it was in our heads, I think, from the in-season tournament that they got beat. The Pacers have had our number all year, so that was a little bit disappointing. But let's hop right into it. So this time of year is the time of year where you want to be looking and targeting, believe it or not, basketball. Now, it goes a little bit without saying because you're going to hear a lot of people tell you don't want to buy basketball. You want to sell basketball during the playoffs. And that's true for the players that are in the playoffs. However, where it becomes a buy opportunity is typically you will see the first month after a player's team has been eliminated is typically the low point of the year. There are dips throughout the season, but historically speaking, the lowest point of the year is generally the first 4 weeks after a team gets eliminated. So I'm going to give you some cards and some players to target of players that have already been eliminated as far as where they currently stand, a price that I would be targeting at them for. And these are going to be plays that you are going to hold for 6 months. So if money is tight, you probably want to do the raw to grade plays and skip the buying already graded plays, because you do have to hold 6 months to profit on these. But if you've got a portfolio that you've got room for it, these are some players that I think will show you some profits based on where their cards currently are at. So we're going to start out with none other than Giannis. Giannis's Prism base card in a PSA 10. It's a Pop 2,995. It's from 2013. It is at its lowest point since July of 2019. I had to look at that because I couldn't believe it. It's under $500 right now for the first time since 2019. If you are a believer in Giannis, and I am, you could see Giannis get traded if he gets ticked off that the Bucks flamed out again. You could see another big name player getting traded. You could see Dame get traded, bring somebody else in. You could just see the Bucks get healthy and make a deep run next year. But $495 is the current price as of May 6th on a PSA 10 Prism Giannis. I think the target is anything under $500. I cannot see this card dipping too much further. Maybe you get lucky on an auction and get one in the $450 to $475 mark, but I don't think so. I think this card is going to be, if it hasn't bottomed out, it's really close to bottoming out. And there is a big sky is the limit for this card. This card was transacting just 7 months ago for $1,000. So it's down 50% in the last 180 days. So that's a card that you can target. 2019 Silver Prism Ja Morant, Pop 1633. The last PSA 10 just sold on May 5th for $412. This card has been teetering for about the last 60 days in that 380 to 420 range. I would target this card to try and get one in that 375 to 385 price range. Maybe I would spend $400 if you really wanted one, but I wouldn't go over $400 just simply because the card is transacting enough right now that you want to be patient. And if you follow the auctions, not to buy it now, you got a real good chance at getting one under $400. Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards are arguably the two most prolific players in the NBA right now. They garner so much attention. They are a highlight reel night in and night out. And you see right now with a deep playoff run what is happening to the Anthony Edwards Silver Prism cards. I'm hoping that nobody sold those early, and they've been listening to me that you wanted to wait until at least the second round of the playoffs because there was no arguing that they were going to win their first round playoff game. I bought 5 Anthony Edwards Optic Hollows PSA 10s back in December, and I got them all for around that $175 to $200 range, and they're at about $350 right now. I plan on holding them a little bit longer. I think that if they can steal one of the 2 games in Denver, it would almost look assuredly like they are going to make the finals, and that card's going to continue to go up. A Silver Prism just sold for $1,600 today, and a week ago that card was in the $800-900 range. So I think these Optic Hollows are going to go up as well. But anyways, back to this. Silver Prism, Ja Morant, targeted under $400. 2009 Topps Stephen Curry, Pop 370. This is a big boy card, but this card is currently at $5,280. It is at its lowest point also since 2019. I'm targeting this card at $5,000. I think it's going to come down just a little bit lower. The Warriors are a mess right now. They've got a lot of figuring out to do if they want to become contenders again next year. So I think you're going to see some moves, and if they get the right moves, Curry could pop off before the start of next season. And even in a long-term hold, this could be a PC card. It could be a long-term hold, whatever. You can't go wrong with a Curry rookie card. So this is the Topps base. Last sale was May 5th for $52.80. Target this card at $5,000. Now we're going to go to arguably one of the GOATs of the NBA, LeBron. Love him, hate him, doesn't matter. He's going to be in the limelight for years to come. He's probably going to do broadcasting or buy a team or something. Who knows what he's going to do, but he will be around for a long time. So his 2003 Topps base pop 2446. I have this card in a PSA 9. I upgraded last year at the National from an 8 to a 9. My goal is to upgrade the 9 to a 10 this year. This card right now is down to $1,420. That's getting close. My target for this card is $1,400. I lost out on the one on May 5th for $1,420 because I sniped 1,400 and I helped push it up to that 1,420 limit right with the last few closing seconds. I believe I'm going to get one for 1,400 or less. And I think that over the course of the next week or two, you could see his cards settle even a little bit more. I think on the night of the draft, if Bronny gets drafted, you could see his cards spike a little bit again. If Bronny goes undrafted, I think you could see LeBron's cards dip a little bit more. So, the draft is going to have an effect on Bron's cards. But target that card for around $1,400. Tyrese Maxey, you've heard me talk about him now for, almost going on 2 years. I hope that you guys bought in, sold at the right time, and now there's going to be a time to buy back in again. I made a ton of money on Tyrese Maxey this year, especially in the playoffs. The first round of the playoffs, his card spiked pretty well, and they are dropping right now. So Tyrese Maxey Prism Silver, it's only a pop 448. On May 6th, this card sold for $277. My target for this card is $200. That means it's got to drop another $75. I might be tempted at 2.25. I'm not going over 2.25 because this card was selling a year ago in the off season. After they got about 3 weeks after they got eliminated, there were a few sales of this card in the 175, 185 range. So I believe that if you're patient, in the next week or two, maybe 3, you might be able to snag a Maxey for around that $200 mark. That's the target for Maxey Silver Prism. Joel Embiid, 2014 Prism Silver. This is a pop 86 for a guy that is perennial, one of the MVP of the NBA. Every year he's in the conversation. There again, injuries caused some issues with him at the end of the year. His PSA 10 most recently sold on May 4th for $585. When you compare that to some of the other silver prisms of players, $585 for a pop 86 does not sound like a lot to me. So I am targeting this card at its current price. I don't own one yet, but I'm going to be watching if I can get one in that $585, $575, under $600 range. I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I think this has $1,000 potential. 2017 Silver Prism De'Aaron Fox. You all know how passionate I am about my UK Cats. I love De'Aaron Fox. I still think he's one of the top 5 point guards in the NBA. It's a pop 575. Right now, the most recent sale was May 5th at $138. I'm going to target this card at $125. That's where you want to target this card if you want to flip it and make some money. $125. Kevin Durant. My, how the mighty have fallen. 2007 Topps Chrome base. Pop 1066. This card has, for 3 years in a row, that card was over $1,000. This year it started to slip and slide. The card is all the way down to $555. Now, because the Curry and the Giannis are at its lowest point since 2019, I went all the way back and looked at what this card was transacting at in 2019, and it was transacting right around that $500 mark. So that is my target for a Kevin Durant Topps Chrome base PSA 10. Right around that $500 mark. I think that may be feasible. Next, Devin Booker, another one of my cats, another point guard / shooting guard. Booker was amazing in the playoffs. Bradley Beal experiment failed miserably in Phoenix. But Booker did not disappoint. He had an awesome playoffs. He is the legit real deal. There's a lot of rumors about Jalen Brunson wants to play with him. I think the Suns would be absolutely insane to trade him to the Knicks for any type of package. He is a player that you build around and you build your franchise around. But it's a Pop 219 for his silver prism. His base prisms were selling for $500 7 months ago. His PSA 10 silver prisms were like $1,200 to $1,300 7 months ago. The last sale was $530. Again, went back to 2019. They were right around $500. So I am targeting this card at $500. They're getting close, guys. They're getting close. Earlier we talked about Ja Morant. You can't talk about Ja and not talk about Zion. Zion was absolutely amazing before he got injured again. Yes, he got injured again, but it wasn't anything major. Had they been able to win the first round, he would have been probably ready to play. But there's no arguing. He threw his team on his back, and had he not gone out those last few minutes, they probably are in a 7-game series because they don't lose that game if Zion stays healthy. He proved to everybody he could play an entire season and stay healthy. It was a good stepping stone. Zion Williamson cards are now investable yet again. His silver is a Pop 1752. The most recent price was $415 on the 6th of May. I'm targeting this card in the $350 to $375 range. I'm doing that because I'm targeting Ja at $375. And these two cards, Ja and Zion, have been, if you go back and you look at a line since they came out on Market Movers, they flip-flop back and forth, one more than the other, but they are within a few dollars of each other all the time. So if I think I can get a Ja for $375, I think I can get a Zion for $375. So that is another target card since he is eliminated. A couple more of these, and then we'll move into the raw to grade plays. 2012 Silver Prism Anthony Davis. This card is a Pop 33. Only 33. So it's going to be hard to find. They don't come up that often. The last PSA 10 sold for $1,430. That is the lowest point since 2019. I'm targeting $1,350. I think that there again, I think you're going to see those prices come down a little bit more. It is a very expensive card, so not everybody's going to go out and chase that card. But I think at $1,350, there is some good money to be made there. Colonial, I'm assuming you're referring to Zion when you say he gets hurt a lot. He didn't get hurt a lot this year. He played absolutely fantastic this year. Zion had a couple of tweaks during the year, but he played in 70 out of the 82 games this year. He stayed healthy and he played well at an all-star caliber level. If he can figure out how to string another year like that together, his cards are going to be on a trajectory going upwards next season. He's too much of a talent to let his cards slide. So injuries are a concern with Zion, but he showed this year a lot to me anyways. I am back on the investing in the Zion train. Another person that we're talking about that's always getting hurt, Kawhi Leonard. Again, how the mighty have fallen. Kawhi, 5 to 7 years ago, had an argument as the best player in the NBA, period. He cannot stay healthy. I don't know what's going to happen with Paul George and James Harden. I do think that they could have won that series if Kawhi was healthy, but that's a big if. So with him, I'm targeting his Prism base. It's pop $12.95. The last sale was $107. I'm targeting this card at $90. I think that card's going to continue to fall a little bit. I think there's a bottom on this card somewhere in that $90 to $100 range. You can only get so low for a player that's going to be a future Hall of Famer that has an NBA title. That card can only get so low, but I'm going to target it under $100. And if I can get it, that is going to be a nice profit at the beginning of next season. 2012 Jimmy Butler, him and Pat Riley exchanging some words through the media. That's been a little bit of a fun story to watch. Butler, we're going with his Prism base as well, just like Kawhi. 2012 Prism being the first year Prism, there are not a lot of them out there, so the base is collectible. It is flippable. It is desirable. You don't need to spend the crazy money on the silvers. So pop 960. This card recently transacted for $82. My target is $80, so it is right there. If I can get some Jimmy buckets for $80, you're dang straight. I'm going to buy them. That is the bottom for a guy like Jimmy buckets. Mikal Bridges, 2018 Prism Silver, pop 764. This card most recently sold for $40. I bought that card for $40. That is my transaction. I will buy as many of these cards as I can for $40 for a silver Prism PSA 10 for a guy of Mikal Bridges' caliber of player. Whether he gets traded or they build around him, he is a threat any night of the week to drop 40 or 50 points, and there will be hype around him. So at $40, you can't go wrong. Hey, Luke, thanks for joining the live stream. All right. 3 more graded cards, and then we'll go to raw to grade. 2020 Prism Silver LaMelo Ball, PSA 10, pop 371. LaMelo, again, injury concern. Hopefully he doesn't follow the footsteps of his brother and be out of the NBA for years on end, but his cards have really dropped. The most recent PSA 10 of his silver Prism was $270. I'm targeting this card at $250. I don't think it's going to drop much lower than $250, but I do think that at $250, even if he can't stay healthy, it'll only take a couple of good games before he gets hurt again to be able to profit at $250. Yeah, I agree, Luke. We're talking about some players right now that are certainly some health risks, but if you can get them at the target price, I think that there is money to be made there, even with the injury concerns. 2021 Prism Silver Cade Cunningham. I invested heavily in Cade last offseason. I thought the Pistons were going to be better than they were this year. They had so much talent, they just didn't gel. I don't know if it was the coach, if it was the system. But you can't argue Cade had a terrific year. He certainly came off the injury and put up the numbers like he was capable of doing. He showed me a lot. So I am still investing in Cade Cunningham. Silver Prism most recently sold at $203. I'm going to target this card just under $200. So that is close to being a buy right now. And the last one is Trae Young. His Silver Prism, I think back just a year ago, it was a $400 or $500 card. That card is a pop $23.31. That card's all the way down to $129. Trae Young gets traded or the Hawks build somebody around him. Either way, there should be some hype on him. it's getting to the point where his hype is fading quickly. He might be one of those afterthoughts in another year or two, but I think this year you can still make some money on him. I'm targeting that Silver Prism in the 125 range. So there are some players that have been eliminated. As these other teams now get eliminated this week and next, watch the star players there as well. Typically speaking, it is anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks after they get eliminated. It is the low point of the year. So if you want to buy in on these guys, the playoffs is the time you want to buy as they get eliminated. Watch their prices fall and grab them at the bottom. And then as they climb back up, you can flip and make some money. Jalen Johnson is my buy on that team. I agree. Jalen Johnson is another player that is an up-and-comer that you could follow and make plays on as well. All right. Let's start. Where should we start here? We're going to start with some hockey. 2000. These are all raw to grade now. I've got 25 plays for you guys tonight. So you can kind of pick and choose what you think makes sense, what you don't think makes sense. Some of these cards are going to be a little bit harder to find because they don't transact very often. So you might want to just throw them on the too hard pile and go after the ones that are more liquid and easier to come after. But these are all good plays if you can get them at that at the most recent comp. So the first card, 2015 OPC Glossy Rookies, card number R1, Connor McDavid. It is Connor McDavid's rookie card. It is not his Young Guns. This is the Glossy Rookies from OPC. That card most recently sold in Raw for $44. There have only been 30 sales of this card in the last year. So this card transacts about 2.5 to 3 times per month. So it is a little bit more difficult to come at. A PSA 9 is $70. So you're going to wash, maybe make a couple of dollars on a 9. The PSA 10 is $307. So after grading fees and shipping and taxes and all that stuff, you're going to be looking to 5 or 6x your money on any PSA 10s. The PSA 10 does have a 52% gem rate. So you got a 50-50 chance of getting one of these cards and 6xing your money from $50 to $300. So that's why that card is on the list. 2015 Upper Deck Young Guns, Artemi Panarin, card number 221, raw $22. There are 277 sales, so this card transacts almost once a day. A PSA 9 is $50. So again, with the $16 special at PSA, even with taxes and shipping, you're going to have less than $50 in it. So if it gets a 9, you're breaking even. You might make $1 or $2, but you're for sure breaking even. On a PSA 10, it's $102. So you're going to 3x your money after taxes, fees, and shipping. And that card gems at a 49% rate. So again, you got a 50-50 shot of turning this card into a 3x your money. 2016 Upper Deck Young Guns, Austin Matthews, card number 201. This is a little bit bigger boy play. It's a little bit more expensive, but the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Raw, most recent sale, $331. This card, believe it or not, still transacts 142 times per year. So about once every 3 days, there is one of these cards in raw condition getting sold on eBay. So you can find this card. A PSA 9 is $466. So if you can buy this card around that $330, maybe you got to pay $350. You send it in. Because of the chance at a PSA 10, instead of the $16 special, you send it in at the bulk special, which is $20, so that you got the $500 limit, and hope that they upgrade you even more to the $40 level because it gets a PSA 10. But you're looking at profiting $100 on a PSA 9. That's why this card is on this play. PSA 9, 25%. So not great. The reason that is so low is because listen to the percentage of the chance of a PSA 10. If it gets a PSA 10, your $330 is $870. You can pick up a cool $500 on one card play if this card gets a 10. And this card gems at 68%. You almost have a 3 out of 4 chance of getting a 10 on this card. So that's why this card is on the list. Huge opportunity, much higher buy-in cost. But if you want to play in a little bit higher arena, that card gives you a great chance to make some serious money because you're making $100 on a PSA 9 or $500 on a PSA 10. Going to switch it up here to UFC 2017 Topps Chrome UFC card number 97. It is the base card of Conor McGregor. McGregor is coming back to fight this year. He is going to be in the limelight, and the McGregor cards are going to get a lot of hype. He is the GOAT or one of the GOATs in UFC. You can't go wrong with a Conor McGregor card. This card here transacts most recently for $15. If you're at $15 on a Conor McGregor card, a PSA 9 is $45. So you're going to turn a small profit at a PSA 9, and a PSA 10 is $80. So you're going to look to 3x your money on a PSA 10. The PSA 10, this is the highest gem rate I think I've ever seen. 83.7% gem rate on this card. Now, this card is harder to find. This card has only transacted 13 times in the last year, so about once a month. So it's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. You might have your best luck finding this at a local card shop or at a card show. But if you can find this card in nice condition, an 83% gem rate for a chance to 3x your money. Another very high gem rate. We're back to hockey. 2019 Upper Deck Young Guns, Jack Hughes, card number 201. Raw, this card is $41, the most recent sale. This card transacts 334 times a year, so about once a day. This card is very easy to find on eBay, and there's a very good chance you're going to be able to get it at or around that $40 mark. A PSA 9 most recently sold for $109. So you're going to double your money on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is $217. So you're going to 4x your money on a PSA 10 or 2x your money on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 on this card gem rates at 74.6%. The PSA 9 is 21%. So that's almost a 96% chance that you are going to double or quadruple your money. So that's why this card is on here for a play for you guys to make. Let's go to soccer. 2019 Topps Finest UEFA Champions League, card number 91, Erling Haaland. Haaland is a beast. He is one of the best players in the world. This is considered to be a rookie card in 2019 for him. Raw, this card most recently sold for $70. The card has transacted 49 times in the last year. So the card transacts about once a week or once a month, depending upon how you want to look at it. But it's about once a week with 49 sales. There's 52 weeks in a year. So about once a week, this card transacts. PSA 9 is $103. So you're going to bust even on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 jumps up to $193. It's a cool double your money play if you can get a 10. The 10s do gem at 58%. The 9s are 40%. So it's 99% chance that you will either break even or double your money on this play. Again, very low floors, very high ceilings. That's the way I like to roll. hopefully I'm helping you guys make some money with these plays. 2020 Topps Chrome Formula One card number 1, Lewis Hamilton. Raw, $207. This is the refractor. This is not the base card. This is the refractor card. Raw's $207. PSA 9 is $299. So you're going to look to make $25, $30 on a PSA 9. But a PSA 10 is $1,300. You're looking at taking a $200 investment and coming back 6xing your money with a $1,300 play. The card is a little bit harder to come by. It only transacts about 1.5 times a month. It was 18 sales in the last year. So it's a little bit harder to come by. But you got a 41% chance at a 9 and a 41% chance at a 10. So 82% chance that you either make $50 or 6x your money for $1,300. Next card on the list, 2021 Obsidian, card number 5. It's the black color blast of Young Min Sun. He is an up-and-coming player, and this card is cool being a color blast. It's an affordable color blast. The card's most recently sold in Raw for $191. The card is sold, again, 18 times in the last year, so about 1.5 times per month. PSA 9 is $235, so you get a 9, you're going to break even. You get a 10, it's $406, you're going to double your money. PSA 9, 40% chance, PSA 10, 50% chance. So again, a 90% chance that you at the very least break even on this play with a chance at doubling your money. Back to UFC 2023 Prism. UFC card number 103, Bo Nickel. It is a green prism that we are targeting here. This card in raw condition last sold for $28. It's had 50 sales in the last year, so about 4 times per month, which is about once a week roughly. So it's a card you can find. It's just not tons of them out there, but it's a card that you can find. PSA 9 is $51, so you break even on a play on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is $160, so you're looking at 4xing your money. The PSA 10 gems at 62%. The PSA 9 is 31%, so you got a 94% chance of getting your money back or 4xing your money. Hope you guys are staying with me and enjoying these. We're going to switch it up here now. We are going to go to football. Since it is football buying season, I thought I better give you some plays for some football. We are going to go for 2020 contenders. Rookie ticket auto, card number 116, Jonathan Taylor. Raw, this card sells for $34 in its most recent sale. PSA 9 is $125, so you're going to 3x your money on a PSA 9, $154 on a PSA 10. This is a weird one because the PSA 9 is only $25 less than the PSA 10. There were 2 sales in April of a PSA 9 at that 125 mark, so it was not an anomaly. However, there was only 1 PSA 10 in early May, on May 5th, for $154. Prior to that, the last sale was back in April, and the card was $230. So $154 for the PSA 10 is the low point in 2024. Somebody got a steal on that card, but we're going to use that number anyways. PSA 9, 33%, PSA 10, 56%. So you got yourself a 90% chance of anywhere from 2xing to 4xing your money with Jonathan Taylor. Colonial, yeah, I hope he has a good year too. He's from Wisconsin. I really like Jonathan Taylor. The Colts are an up-and-coming team. I could see him having another breakout year. Luke is saying on YouTube, I don't have this one, but I'm going to share Luke's play with everybody. Luke says his favorite raw to great candidate is the 2005 Topps Aaron Rodgers card number 431. Raw is $20. PSA 10 is $310. So if you want to do Luke's play for Aaron Rodgers, that certainly sounds like that is profitable as well. All right, moving on here. 2022 Contenders rookie ticket auto, card number 114, Desmond Ridder. Yes, he is a backup. However, last year you saw how the backup quarterbacks all became popular as injuries took place around the NFL. He's going to a better system and a better situation. So if he gets an opportunity to play, he certainly might do well, which gives you an opportunity to make some money. This card, you are not going to buy it raw and grade it. And here's why. You're going to buy this card in a PSA 10 already. Raw, the card sells. PSA 9, the card sells for $18. PSA 10, the last 3 sales have been $35, $29, and $31. $30 for a PSA 10 rookie ticket auto Desmond Ridder. I know he's a backup, but there is no floor left in this at $30. No name rookie ticket autos sell for $25 and $30. Sky is the limit. If he gets any playing time or plays well in the preseason, you could easily double your money on this card. So go out and find yourself some rookie ticket auto Desmond Ridder PSA 10s for around $30 and snatch them up and hope for the best. Next play, 2017 Contenders rookie ticket auto. You're seeing a theme here, guys. I have been on a buying spree lately. If you're watching my IG, you see it. Rookie ticket autos for football. This is the time of year to be buying them. I've got a ton of them sitting at PSA. I've got a ton more that I'm waiting to get that I've bought in the mail. I love this time of year for rookie ticket autos for football players. This is not a rookie card here. This is the 2017. It's the Rookie of the Year, Patrick Mahomes, card number RY3. Some people say it's a rookie card. I don't consider this a rookie card. This is an insert card as far as I'm concerned. However, it is Patrick Mahomes, and it is his rookie year, 2017. This card most recently sold raw for $103. There have been 241 sales of this card in raw condition, so almost one a day. For sure, one every other day. PSA 9 is $178, so you're going to look to make $50 on a PSA 9. In a PSA 10, this card is $610. You're going to 6x your money. This card does not gem real well, so the play is the PSA 9. PSA 9 at 71% chance at a PSA 9. So you're going to take a $50 profit on that PSA 9. It's only an 8% gem rate, so this card, you got a 1 in 10 chance of this card getting the PSA 10, but should it get the 10, you 6x your money. It's a play that I put down because at a 9, making a cool $50, getting a 50% return on investment is not bad. Colonial's asking, what do you think is going to happen with Justin Fields? If the rumors are true, the Bears or the Steelers plan to use Justin Fields in a variety of ways. It sounds like they're going to employ him in the wildcat formation where because he's such a good runner, he has the ability to pass. So they're going to deploy him in the wildcat formation several times a game. There's rumors that they're going to bust him out wide at a tight end position or an H-back position. There are also rumors that because he is so good in the open field, they might use him as a kick returner. So there is all kinds of ideas floating around Pittsburgh as to what could happen. Not to mention they're going to give him a fair shake at beating Russell Wilson out in the preseason for the starting position. So I am still very high on Justin Fields. I think he's a great athlete. I think the Bears made a mistake in Caleb Williams. Yes, flag plant. I am not a Caleb Williams fan. I don't like his arrogance. I don't like the fact that he hasn't, in college, he's backed it up, but I do not think that Caleb Williams is going to be the best quarterback in the 2024 draft class. How's that for a hot take? They are surrounding him with a ton of weapons, though. So if he does not perform at a Pro Bowl caliber level, they're going to boo him in Chicago because there's so much talent around him right now. 3 receivers, a tight end, running back. The Bears have one of the most potent looking offenses on paper of any team in the NFL if Caleb Williams is what they say he is. But I still like Justin Fields. All right, back to some plays. 2020 Contenders rookie ticket auto Tua Tagovailoa, card number 103. I've made this play. You saw it as one of the pickups of the week last week. Raw $286. The most recent sale, that was my sale. I believe that was my sale. Anyways, I bought that card. Let me see. What did I buy that card for? I got to look now. I don't want to give you bad information. I buy so many cards, it's hard to remember. Let's take a look. What did I buy my Tua for? Got to pull up my eBay. Got to scroll, do a lot of scrolling. I do a lot of buying, guys. Find Tua. Was that my sale? That was not my sale. I paid $333 for mine. So the $286, somebody got a better deal than me. That card has sold 28 times, or about 2 times a month. PSA 9 is $371, so you're going to be looking at making about $75 on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is $745, so you're going to do a little bit better, like 2.5 times Xing your money. PSA 10, 38% chance. PSA 9, 48% chance. So that is a really good play. I think Tua's cards are going to go up between now and August as well. 2021 Prism Silver Variation V338 Jalen Waddle. Waddle is one of the targets for Tua, so it makes sense. Listen to this here. Raw, this card sells for $2. Guys, go out and buy 10 of these and do a 10-card play at PSA. $2 a piece for the Variation Silver Jalen Waddle. PSA 9 comes back at $32. So you spend $2, you spend $16 on grading, you got $18, you got taxes, you got shipping. Let's round up. Let's be conservative and say $25. You sell it for $32. You're going to make $1 or $2 after eBay fees, and the PSA 10s are where you're going to make your money. The PSA 10s are $40. So you're going to 2x your money, but such a low investment. You're going to have $20 to $25 invested per card. And right now, the $41 for a PSA 10 on this card is the low point in the last 365 days. This card during the season last year was transacting in the $65 range. So this card's going to go up between now and the beginning of the season. Such a low buy-in. Why not? If you're doing a bulk play, if you don't want to buy a bunch of them, buy 2 or 3 of them. What's $6 or $4 or $10 or whatever? Just buy a few, throw them in, see what happens. It'll help pad your bottom line and make you a few extra bucks on a cheap play. 2018 Prism Red, White, and Blue, card number 201, Baker Mayfield. Yes, Baker Mayfield. Last year, he showed that he could play still with Tampa Bay. They re-signed him. They did not go out and draft anybody that's going to be on his heels hot and heavy, so it is Baker's team this year. They went out, they re-signed Mike Evans. So this card raw is $8. Again, not a real big investment. The card has sold 21 times, so it's about one every, about 1.5 a month. So it's not a real easy card to find, but at $8, why not try? PSA 9 is $40, so you're essentially gonna pick up $10 to $12 on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 is $74, so you're gonna triple your money on a PSA 10. Does not the beautiful thing about the plays that we're doing tonight, these raw to grades, guys, there are no selling markers that you got to worry about. There's no performance markers that you got to worry about. All you're doing is following the math. You buy them, you grade them, you sell them as soon as they come back, and you make the flips. Or if you're doing football plays, you maybe hold them for 60 days and sell them in August. But it's just beautiful math on these plays. Buy, grade, sell. 2020 Prism, red, white, and blue. Back to Tua, card number 339. So you got the rookie ticket auto. This is a much cheaper rookie if you wanted to go after Tua, but you don't want to spend the rookie ticket auto price. This card, $10, the most recent sale. It sells 106 times a year, so about one every 3 days. The PSA 9 is $40, so you're going to pick up $10 on a PSA 9 after all your fees are done. And you're going to get a PSA 10 for $102. So you're going to 4x your money, 4 to 5x your money on this play if you get a PSA 10. The 9s are 51%, 10s are 38%. So real inexpensive play for a chance at 3 or 4xing your money on a Tua without breaking the bank. 2021 Prism, card number 190, red cracked ice, Patrick Mahomes. Not a rookie card, not an insert card, just a parallel of 2021 Prism. I love color matches, guys. This is a color match Patrick Mahomes. Raw, $15. 132 sales in the last year, so about one every 3 days. PSA 9 is $45, so you're going to make $10 to $15 on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 is $88, so you're going to 3x your money on a color match Patrick Mahomes. And it's never hurts to have a very liquid, high-selling number one quarterback in your portfolio. And you don't have to spend the big bucks to go chase his rookies to do it. You got a 54% chance at a 10, a 40% chance at a 9. All right, got 8 more plays, and we're going to wrap this thing up tonight. You guys can go back and watch it if you want, if you missed any of these plays. Colonial Tua cards are so low right now. I am buying big into Tua this offseason. When they're as cheap as he is, with the electric type player that he and the Miami offense can be, there's just so much ceiling that can be had with very low floor. So I really like the Tua plays right now. All right, 2022 Prism rookie auto, no huddle, card number 309, Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson, back to Luke's play of Aaron Rodgers, I think the Jets are going to be phenomenal this year if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy. The Jets are one of the teams to beat in the AFC if Rodgers is healthy. They've got an incredible defense. They've got weapons all around Rodgers. They picked up some offensive linemen in the draft. They got one offensive lineman in free agency. I am very excited to watch Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. I believe because he's attending off-season workouts for the first time in almost 10 years, he is serious about proving people that he can still play. I think the media pissed him off last year when they said that he was done. Everybody laughed at him that he played 30 seconds in the Jets uniform and got hurt. He is out to prove something this year, guys. Like him or hate him, the man's got skills. And you got to look at the weapons around him. So Garrett Wilson, rookie Prism Auto, no huddle, card number 309, raw condition, $85. The card has sold 20 times in the last year, so about 1.5 times a month. PSA 9 is $130, so you're going to pick up 15 to 20 bucks after fees on a PSA 9, which has a 64% rate. And a PSA 10 is $225, so you 3x your money, and you got a 31% chance. And you got a rookie auto Prism of one of the hottest wide receivers in the NFL going into 2024. All right, 2022 Prism card number 353, Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy. This is the light blue parallel. This card is a little bit harder to find. However, it has transacted 74 times in raw condition. So the card transacts about a little better than once per week. The most recent sale was $125 in raw condition, $190 in a PSA 9. So you're going to pick up about $40 after taxes and fees in a PSA 9, which has a 53% chance. And in a PSA 10, it goes all the way up to $600. How's a nice 5x of your money? You got a 35% chance at that. And Brock Purdy cards are going to go up between now and the beginning of the season. So these are conservative estimates. 2020 Prism card number 363, Jordan Love. This is a red cracked ice Jordan Love card. Raw, $63. 61 sales, so it sells about 5 times per month. A little better than once per week. PSA 9 is $91, so you're going to make about $10 on a PSA 9. 63% chance at a 9. It jumps all the way up to $270 on a PSA 10. You got a 25% chance, 1 in 4. And that's 4xing your money at $270. But again, this card's going to go up between now and the beginning of the season. Hey, welcome in, Mark. Mark says he got destroyed on the Yamamoto and Dodger spot in the jumbo case break. So Mark, for those that are wondering, Mark had messaged me earlier today, said that he had bought into the 2024 Bowman break. He got the Dodgers in a full case of jumbos, I think it was. Yeah, jumbo case break, and he got smoked. So that is, I think he said he only spent 80 some dollars, $90 or whatever on the spot. So it wasn't a ton of money, and he ended up with nothing. So that's what happens sometimes, guys. I've watched a lot of breaks today, and I have not ripped mine purposely because I'm starting to think I'm going to sell my cases or my jumbo and my 2 hobbies. I think I'm going to sell them not ripped. I can profit right now about $200 on the 3 boxes, and I might just buy the singles because the breaks look absolutely brutal. I'm going to watch a few more and make my decision, but I think I'm going to sell sealed. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think, but I think I'm going to sell it sealed. I am not going to rip it. Too much risk. I'm just going to go buy. However, if anybody's the Walker Jenkins base autos are over $400 coming out of the gate. That's insane. For a base, not a refractor, a base one today sold for $450. So I'm not going to pay those prices either. I will wait. They will come down. All right, back to the Raws, and let's see what we got here. 2020 Prism Silver, Justin Jefferson, card number 398. Raw, $70. 66 sales in the last year, so about 5 per month, a little better than 1 per week. PSA 9 is $100, so you're essentially going to break even on the 9s. There's a 62% chance. PSA 10 is $400, so you 4x your money, but there's only a 20% chance at a 10. This is one of the more riskier plays on here. You're looking at break even. You need basically a 1 in 5 chance at 4xing your money. But I know how much everybody loves Justin Jefferson, so I wanted to throw a play out there for you if you wanted to go get a Justin Jefferson. 2021 Prism Silver, card number 358, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Lions are certainly hyped coming into this season. Amon-Ra is the best player on the team. Raw, this card is only $15. Justin Jefferson, $70 raw. Amon-Ra, $15 raw. Is Justin Jefferson really 5 times better than Amon-Ra? I don't think so. 159 sales, so about one every other day. PSA 9 is $45, so you're going to make $10 on a PSA 9 after all fees and taxes are accounted for. You got a 51% chance. The PSA 10 is $160, so you're going to 4x your money after taxes and fees, and you got a 30% chance or a 1 in 3 chance at getting a PSA 10. All right, let's jump back to the Bears, or the Panthers, as that's where he was originally from. 2018 Prism DJ Moore, card number 207, green Prism parallel. Raw, $11. Gosh, that's cheap for DJ Moore rookie card. PSA 9, $27. So essentially, you're going to break even on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is only $60. So you're going to double your money on a 10. You're going to break even on a 9. The card's a little bit harder to come by, but the Bears are a hot team right now, and I wanted to give you a play that you could make on DJ Moore. 2021 Prism Silver Trevor Lawrence, card number 331. Yes, this card is impossible to get a PSA 10 on, but I'm going to throw it out there anyways because there is a chance. Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance. All right. Raw, the card sells for $55. 334 sales, essentially one per day. Very high volume card, very liquid card. I'm throwing in a PSA 8 here because you got a 40% chance at a PSA 8. PSA 8 is $80, so you're going to break even on a PSA 8. A PSA 9 is $120. You're going to profit about $30 after fees on a PSA 9. You got a 50% chance at a PSA 9. So why the hell not take the risk? You might as well. You got a 50% chance at making $30. If you get one of the 7% that get a Gem Mint 10, that card goes for a whopping $1,200. How would you like to 15x your money on one play? Yes, it's a low percentage, but 15x's on a single play do not happen very often, especially without performance or trade or some sort of a hype cycle for these players. All you got to do is buy raw, grade, and get lucky. And that could be one of, if not your biggest return on investment you've ever made. That is rare air to be able to 15x your money. Luke Menschel coming in with another play here. 2005 Topps Turkey Red Aaron Rodgers, card number 221. PSA 10 seems underpriced right now. Pop 534. Gem rate is 63%. Raw is $25, and a PSA 10 is $139. That is cheap. $139 for a Turkey Red Rodgers rookie card and a PSA 10. I might have to go look for one of those. I wouldn't take the chance to buy raw and grade. I think for $139, I would just snap one of them up because I think that has a chance to double. Yes, Anthony Edwards are flying off the shelf, crazy high prices. We talked about that early in the thing. I hope everybody listened to me and you held on to your Anthony Edwards cards and you didn't sell them too soon. I have yet to list any of mine yet. I probably will not list them until next week. I want to see a couple more games here against the Nuggets. But yeah, his cards are going crazy right now. All right, I got one more play here, and then we'll mention some comments in the thing, and we're going to finish this thing up. 2020 Prism Silver back to Tua, card number 339. A silver Prism Tua raw is $45. 95 sales, or about one every 3 days. PSA 9 is $82, so you're going to profit $20 after taxes, fees, and shipping on a PSA 9. You got a 60% chance at a PSA 9 and making $20. A PSA 10, however, is $440. So you're going to basically 5x your money on a PSA 10, and that is a 25% chance. Go out, buy 4 of these. Chances are one of them will be a PSA 10, and you will profit big on this play. This is a play I am currently trying to buy. I've bought 2 so far. I am hoping to buy, I want to buy 10 of these silver Prism Tuas between now and the 1st of June. My goal is to come up with 10 of them. I've got 2 so far, and I want to have a 10-card play here, hoping I will get at least 2 or 3. I'm hoping 3 PSA 10s, and that will be a very big play for me. I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. Let's see what we got in the comments going on. Mark is saying, buying Paige Buchers, yet her stuff already rising. Yes, I am. However, I am not yet. Because her stuff is rising, I am going to wait and watch her stuff come back down. I do think that her stuff will come down. You've got her and Juju as 2 of the players that you can watch for buying cards for WN or for NCAA college women next year. But Paige is definitely on my list. That was Paige was somebody that I was not following real good. And then Joe Kaplan told me a couple months ago, hey, well, everybody's focusing on Caitlin, go get some Paige. And I did, and I profited very well. So thank you, Joel, on that tip. Paige is now on my radar, and I will be buying Paige this offseason. Mark says, just a side note, spotlights in Bowman 2024 are super rare. Watched 3 jumbo cases opened and didn't pull one. Yes, I saw, Mark, I watched 5 case breaks today, all jumbo boxes. 4 of the breaks, I did not see any spotlights, and 1 was a hot case. Every box had a spotlight in it. So I think that they are going to be hot cases. And when you get a hot case, it'll probably be 1 per box would be my guess, based on what I saw today. But that was a limited sample size. But I am going to wait probably, I would say I'm probably going to wait 3 to 4 weeks on the Bowman to let the high prices settle down a little bit. And then I am going to be chasing Walker Jenkins, Dylan Cruz, and I'm going to be not chasing the autos. I'm going to be chasing the Bowman First refractors. I did better on the Churio, Holiday, Wood, you name it. Less money invested, and I made more money return on investment this spring with the refractors than I did on the autos. So I am switching up my strategy a little bit. I've got so many 2023 Bowman Draft First autos at PSA, and that I bought that I graded. I really went heavy into the autos on there with a lot of the speculation plays. I might, if I can get prices right, I might consider dipping my toe in an auto for the 2024 Bowman. But where I made my best profits on the 2023 Bowman draft was on the first refractor non-auto card. So that is where I am going right now. When are we going to start seeing Optic Football retail? I had heard that Optic Football is going to be releasing real soon. They're kind of playing coy on it. The last I seen, it was supposed to be being released in early June. So we're probably about 4 weeks away from seeing the Optic Football release. Originally, they had said the middle of May. Then I saw it got pushed back to the middle of June. Now, the most recent I saw is the first week of June. So I don't think Panini really knows. They're struggling, as everyone can see. So we'll see what happens with the Optic football. I'm looking forward to that because I love the Optic Hollows. I am an Optic Hollow guy, especially for my PC. I think you can save the money on the silver prisms, get the Optic Hollows. I like the Rated Rookie logo. You still get the hollow effect with the hollows, like you would with the silver prisms, and you get it at a fraction of the price. So I've seen some on eBay already. Not sure where that is coming from. Well, let me Google it here real quick for you, Luke, and see what I can find out. Maybe they did like they did with the Prism, and they released some early product before the mainstream product came out. That would sound like something that Panini certainly would do. 2024 Optic Football release date, according to Steel City Collectibles, June 19th is when it is scheduled to come out. I'm not sure that is the most recent because, like I said, I thought I saw first week of June, but right now it is according to Steel City Collectibles, it is the 19th of June. According to Beckett, it is June 12th. That is the date that I most recently saw, was June 12th. Cardboard Connection says June 12th. Panini America says coming soon. So I don't know if anybody knows, but the official release date is going to be the early to middle June for Optic football. Yeah, retail is coming out ahead of hobby. Maybe they're going to do like they did with Prism and release a bunch of blasters into the wild unofficially, and see what happens. Yeah, Mark is saying the 2024 Bowman is nothing like the 2023 draft. I agree. I think 2023 draft was a much better product in terms of the hits that you could get. It was a much deeper product. There are a couple of hits that you can get in this 2024 product, but I know Lefty the other night made a comment that he thought it was going to be like one of the better products released. I disagree with Lefty. I think the 2024 Bowman is a weaker product. They do have Cruz, they do have Yamamoto auto, and they do have Jenkins auto, but beyond those three, there's not a lot of prospects to prospect like there was in draft. So I'm not going to go down the same path as Lefty and say that it's a great product. I think it's a watered down product with a couple of big chases that you can get. So I do like it. Like I said, anybody want to talk me off a cliff? Should I sell my boxes and just buy singles? I think that's where I'm leaning after watching 5 breaks today. I'm going to watch a few more breaks tonight before I make my decision. It's really hard to have the product in hand and not rip it because ripping it is so much fun. But I just, it looks like quality control issues, centering issues, and with the weaker class, I think I'm going to take my profits and sell the boxes. Optic 2023 Optic Stroud Hollow sold on eBay for $300 today. First sale was $524. I'll have to check that out. I didn't realize that the retail Optic was out already. I've been waiting for the I do have 2 hobby boxes of the Optic pre-ordered, so I will be getting those when they do ship out. If there is some blaster boxes out in the wild, if I can find one at Walmart or Target, I certainly will probably buy it and rip it, see what I can find it. Stroud Hollow is a card that I would love to have. I'm not willing to buy one for $300 raw. That's way too much money. I think it's a $300 PSA 10 that I'd be interested in, but I think that card should sell for probably closer to $100 to $100 and a quarter maybe 150 because we're coming up onto the football season. But I won't pay over 150 for a Stroud hollow. Just won't do it. Doesn't make sense. No money to be made there. So Mark says he's got a bunch of Prism coming back from PSA. Hold for preseason or sell, general idea. Well, Mark, so here is, hey, Run 40, thanks for joining. We're getting ready to wrap up here, but you can go back and watch live on YouTube or Instagram. I will have, it'll stay live for 30 days. But Mark, to your question, I would, if they were raw to grade plays like we just went over, where you're guaranteed your profits and you can make the profit, turn your money, and do some more, I would sell immediately, take my profits, and I would go buy some more football cards because we are still we've got the whole month of May, which is a great month for buying football. I would turn them quick and I would reinvest. I would go as quick as I can. I'd turn them, flip them. There might be a couple that you want to hang on to, some bigger ones if you really think they're going to jump between now and then, like Jordan Love or something like that. But otherwise, flip them, reinvest, buy some more, send them off for grading, and get them back and turn that money quick. Remember, guys, the name of the game is to turn as fast as you can. So where we started out the night talking about PSA 10 basketball players and you're having to hold for 6 months, I did those plays to let you guys know they are available. However, if you are strictly flipping, I do not recommend any plays for holding for 6 months. Ideally, if you want to maximize your money, you want to flip your money every 60 days. Buy raw, get graded, get them back, get them sold, buy raw, get them graded, get them back, get them sold. You should be flipping your inventory every 60 days, selling out, reinvesting, and doing it. And you can do 6 flips of your money if you do it every 60 days. And that is how you turn $1,000 into $5,000 over the course of a year. Or that's how you take a $200 investment or a $500 investment and you turn it into $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000. The faster you can get in and out of the cards, the faster your money is going to grow. So don't forget that. However, if you've got enough funds like myself and you're casting a super wide net, I buy it all. I buy graded, I buy raw, I grade. I do a little bit of everything. I've got a very wide net. I'm very diversified. The market would have to crash for me to lose money because I've got so many money out into so many different areas. I've got football, basketball, baseball, hockey, celebrity cards, hockey cards, WWE cards, UFC cards, Fortnite cards, Pokemon cards, you name it. I probably got it. I dabble in a little bit of everything. I keep it diversified, but the way that I grew my funds to get to where they are now is for 2 straight years, I was on a strict 60-day buy raw, grade, flip, buy raw, grade, flip, buy raw, grade, flip. Do that 6 times in a year. That is how you build your bankroll. So hopefully that helps everybody. Luke says he'd much rather buy 1.5 Jordan Love PSA 10 hollows. Absolutely. Give me 3 Jordan Loves to 2 Strouds. Absolutely. I think that's a much better investment. So thanks for joining, everybody. Appreciate you all. Appreciate the support. Feel free to go to YouTube and hit like, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. And we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bodini's, hey, thanks for doing these. You are welcome. I enjoy doing it. Hope you guys all profit, and we'll see you next week.